What's up, everybody? How's it going? We're at it again. First one of the new year. How you feeling, man? You all right?
Oh, I'm good, man.
You sure?
I'm excited to be here, man.
Okay. First one of the new year, as it is John, aka Bike Dope, with the doing an illy podcast for finding the most amazing people who do the most extraordinary things. I like to say. I got my buddy Lou out here today with me, man, and I know a little bit about him, but I think his story can touch and help a whole lot of people. So I appreciate you for doing this, my man. Because when this mic comes in front of a lot of people, sometimes a lot of things start happening. You know, you start thinking about getting cold feet, and a lot of strange things start happening. So I just appreciate your guts, because this is not going to be like a typical Q&A.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I respect you for being here, but I just don't want you to be like no yes or no. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is going to be an open-ended conversation. Yeah. You can ask me things and I can ask you things. Yeah. It's all love. Where you from?
So I'm really
from... My bad. I got to give you a play. I always forget. I forgot.
Yeah, you got to dap me up first. You know what I'm saying? So
my apologies. Where you from?
So I'm originally from New Jersey, Pensacola, New Jersey.
New Jersey.
Yeah, small.
I got people in Amboy, Perth Amboy.
I've heard of it. Never been there, though.
Yeah, it's a lot of Spanish folks.
Yeah, see, the crazy part is Pensacola, where I live, and I grew up, is right next to Camden. So Camden got a whole bunch of, Hispanic population, black. Like, it's just a lot there.
Right.
So where I grew up, I was in Pensacola. But then, before that, I grew up in Somerdale. Like I said, these are small suburbs that nobody's probably ever heard of.
Right.
But, I mean, it's where I was raised, though. You know what I mean? Like, I was raised up on sports. I was raised up with my friends, my crew from around the corner. Okay. Like, that was always my thing.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Me too. I'm from Detroit, right?
Yeah.
And I always make reference to that. I got people giving me slack about that.
For what? That's where you from.
That's my soil, man. You know what I mean? But it's just, I didn't mean to interrupt, but I just feel like...
No, you good. We having a conversation. That's it. We having a conversation.
No doubt about it. But I say that because a lot of people's stories, a lot of times, it kind of starts out the same. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And in life, things start to happen and everything else. So I like to get a kind of good, firm understanding of how people came up and how they were just, because so you had both parents.
I had both parents for some of my life. Okay. For some of my life. I had my mom, had my dad. Man, great people. Yeah. Just great people. All right. Growing up, my dad was my best friend. Still to this day is my best friend. Yeah. You know what I mean? But, as you grow older, there can only be one alpha male in the house. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. But getting into that, as I was growing up, I was always into sports all the time. Basketball, football, track and field.
How tall are you?
I'm only like 5'9", 5'10". Okay. So I never was the biggest person. All right. But my dad always like, it's never about that. Yeah. It's about what skills can you bring to the table.
No doubt.
Because you can always find ways around it and just do what you do to the best.
So you competitive dude then?
Oh, yeah.
Real competitive?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Like, don't catch me in video games.
Right.
Court. I don't care if I'm out of shape. Right. I'm like, look, I still got a little bit left.
You got something in the tank, huh? Yeah. You have a really good energy about you, and that's what attracted me to you. No homo, right? But that's what I go with my energy, dude. Like that's my everything. Like that's my spidey sense. You know what I'm saying? Like it just kind of works out like that for me, and it's just funny to hear you say you're competitive because I really believe you is who you are, like the smiling, the kind of jovial guy. Hey. So I don't know. What's your competitive side? You know what I'm saying? Like, how are you? Like, are you out there talking crap and everything, or?
See, I never really was a trash talker. Okay. My dad really didn't raise me like that.
How many? You got brothers and sisters too?
Yep, brothers and sisters.
How many?
So it's actually right now I have twin sisters. They're 4. I have
4.
4.
And how old are you?
So I'm 20. I'm 28. I just turned 28 in December. So
well,
yeah,
happy belated birthday.
Thank you, appreciate it.
And my birthday was
birthday present right here.
Straight up, my man. I appreciate it, no doubt.
Yeah.
So now you're a competitive guy. You're playing sports.
Yeah. Let me get back to so you asked me about my siblings. Let me answer that real quick. Right on. So I got my twin sisters. I got my my older brother, younger sister, older sister. And I also got, a couple, I guess, sister-in-law, brother-in-law, things like that.
I get it.
I tell people all the time, man. Everybody's always like, man, you got a lot of brothers and sisters. It's like, hey, look, I'll be 100. Like, I'm the only child between my mom and my dad. Yeah. You know, so that's why I was saying, like, you know, growing up, I had both my parents in the beginning. Yeah. You know, but unfortunately, you know, things didn't work out. Yeah. And in life, hey, it happens. You know. Right. But I will still say to this day, like, and hearing it from any person I've been around, my dad is a phenomenal father. Right. Phenomenal father. Like, I know a lot of people, you know, being a black man in America, you don't hear that a lot. Right. Like, a lot of times when parents break up, it's always like, well, I don't know who my dad is, or I don't know my mom. Like, you know what I'm saying? No doubt. My dad and my mother have been such influential people in my life that they've always been there.
And they're still up there in Jersey.
So my dad is actually in Jersey. All right. My mom, she's down here. She's in Virginia. Okay. And, so she's going to be, and I'm happy she's closer because now we get to continue to build in our relationship. Right. You know what I mean?
So you did, or see, the reason I always ask about parents and stuff like that, because I never had a dad. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So
that's tough, bro. That's tough.
And growing up in the inner city, like I'm biracial. Mm-hmm. So for me, I grew up in Detroit where the minority was white. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Because Detroit at one point in time, I don't know how it is now, but at one point in time it was, I forget the numbers, in a percentage of all blacks. But back in the day, forget about it. It was heavy black there. Yeah. And the way I look, I can kind of, you know, move and slip and slide wherever I got to go. So, but with no dad though. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of had to learn that kind of on the streets, or, you know, not to say I was a big time hustler, but I knew big time hustlers. Right. And I was always really just a fly on the wall for a lot of situations. You know what I mean? So for me, it always kind of, I don't know. I just always envy guys who have dads. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I try to be that and everything else for mine. Right. Because I have a 12-year-old son and I have a 4-year-old son. And I'm not in a judgmental position. Like, I'm not that bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't judge that person, man. It's just, to me, it just seems like, well, I'll just try to do the best I can for mine. You know, and that's great, man. You and your old man got a good relationship. So, you play sports.
Just with any relationship, we all have our ups and downs.
No doubt about it.
You know what I'm saying? But I always tell people, like, man, growing up without a dad like you did, and being here and doing what you're doing now.
Straight up, I appreciate that, dude.
That's amazing. Like, that's awesome, because it's like so I was a psychology major, and we'll get into that later. But, you know, I really looked into that stuff, man. And talking to some of my friends who their fathers may not have been as strong in their life. Yeah. And they're real. They're not trying to put it off. They're real. Like, man, that's hard, because you don't know what to do in certain situations.
Right on.
You know, and somebody that's really gonna give you advice, not because you trying to look cool or they trying to be cool. Yeah. But it's literally the right thing to do. Yeah. You know, my dad has told me plenty of times, like, yo, I messed up. Like, don't do this. Yeah. Do that.
Yeah. No
so
doubt.
When you don't.
What does your dad do? Your dad is.
Oh man, my dad is a principal.
So he has education to hold your back.
Oh yeah. Yeah, my dad's education and everything.
And your mom is not so much.
No, my mom, she has an education too, but she just didn't make it as far. Okay. You know what I mean? So when my mom and dad separated, you know, unfortunately she couldn't continue the career that she wanted to. Yeah. You know, but my mother, the crazy thing about my mom is, for her whole life she's always put other people before herself. Okay. She's that type of person. Right. Her heart is so huge.
Like selfless, right?
Yeah, she's just she's so selfless that sometimes I'm like, Mom, you gotta do this for yourself.
I can dig it, yeah.
You know, but it's so hard for her because she really told me one time, she's like, I feel like God put me on this earth to help other people.
Right on.
Not just myself.
Right on.
And when you have somebody in your life that constantly does that, you pick up on that and you become a lot like that. You know, because that's a characteristic in today's world that a lot of people don't have.
Absolutely.
You know, today's world is like, yo, go get yours, go get yours, go get yours.
Yeah.
It's like, don't worry about
nobody reaches back.
Yeah, nobody reaches back to help out. Yeah. And it's wild because it's like, I don't care who you are, like, you didn't make it by yourself.
Yeah, it don't work.
Like, everybody say, oh, I pulled myself on my own bootstraps. Who gave you those bootstraps, first of all? Yeah. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like, who gave you those?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or helped you get them?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No doubt about it.
That's why, you know, I really feel like there's always somebody in your life that has helped you get to where you are.
And I think as men, a lot of times it's hard to admit that. You know what I'm saying? As dudes are like rockheads. Sometimes, you know what I'm saying? But we just are us, and you know, we know everything and this and that. You know, the cockiness, the arrogance and stuff. But I believe the sign of true growth and maturity is to be able to be like, you know what? I need a little bit of help. Yeah. Or even giving somebody something as simple as a thank you. You know what I'm saying?
Which how many times do you hear that?
Straight up, it don't have even in the kids.
Something small like just opening the door for somebody. Yeah, you know. And sometimes I wonder, I'm like, man, like, is it that bad?
Or where the dads at, or the real ones at to kind of be like, hey man, hold on, dude.
Hey, hold that door for that lady.
Yeah, you know? Or do this, or do anything, but just
stepping up.
Like, it just doesn't. Maybe. It needs to happen more. I can't say it doesn't happen. You know what I mean?
Because it always does. We just don't see it as much as we should see it.
As much as we should. You know? So, you played sports. You weren't good, were you?
Yeah, I was good.
Says who?
What do you mean? Says me. I was good.
You were good. So you were good based on what? Like kids in my neighborhood?
So I was going...
in my neighborhood, I was that guy.
Yeah.
But I never played high school ball. So, you know what I'm
I
saying?
feel you. So I'll go into that. So, first thing I picked up was football. My dad said at the age of 3, he's like, yo, kick this football. That's how my dad is. He likes to test you, without anything. He's like, yo, let's just kind of see what you looking like,
I get it.
So I kicked the football over to my neighbor's backyard.
Okay.
And he was like, hey, you got some hand-eye coordination. Yeah. Now, being a black kid, it's like, man, football, yeah, okay, of course. Mm-hmm. My best sport was baseball. Mm-hmm. And he'll tell you that to this day. He's like, yo, just the hand-eye coordination, I kind of picked it up kind of fast. Yeah. And I played basketball, but I didn't pick that up till later. Yeah. You know what I mean? But all throughout playing football, baseball, I was recruited to high schools at a young age. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get to high school.
So the area you live in, is it predominantly black or predominantly white?
It's mixed. Okay. It's mixed. I would say, man, see, and that's hard because, like, especially now that I look back, I would say it's definitely pretty mixed, though. Okay. Maybe predominantly white, but pretty mixed. Because, like, I'm talking about Hispanic, Asian, black.
Well, in that part of the country, too, because where we are now.
Yeah, we not far from the melting pot. Yeah, we're not far from New York. Only an hour and a half. And there's so many people I met that was, like, from Delaware, Jersey, New York, things like that.
But I say up there, in that part of the country, because there's a lot of people like that. There's, there's Hindus, there's this, there's that. I mean, it just goes on and on and on. Yeah. As opposed to being where we are now, just outside of Charlotte, North Carolina, right? You know what I mean? So there's a lot of people here too, but compared to up there, it's just
you get oranges, you get a blend of culture, and I think that's the crazy part.
Helps too. That helps.
I love it because like you,
a whole lot, man.
And I think that's that's a whole nother. We'll get into that too. That's a whole nother issue. We'll talk about that too. Mm-hmm. But bringing it back a little bit. Like to the competitive side, right? That's what we're talking about. Right. So athletically, like my dad always put me in sports because I really feel like in sports reveals your true character. Because you got to go through a whole game, with bad stuff happening, and it might happen like over and over and over and over again. Yeah. So like you can't flip out. Because obviously they can be like, oh, he lost his cool. Let's take that. Yeah. You know what I mean? Oh yeah. So I think my dad really, even though put me in sports because he knew I was good at them, he understood that that's gonna help me be prepared for life. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because it's not like every shot you put up is going in or it looks good. You know what I'm saying? Like when you start from the bottom, like telling you I could not shoot. He wouldn't put me in basketball because I couldn't like put the ball in the net. Yeah. He's like, I know if, and he told me this a while back. He's like, I knew if you couldn't put the ball in the net, you wasn't going to enjoy it. Yeah. So why even try to put you in it when you can't even put the ball in? Put the ball in the hoop.
I get that.
You know what I mean?
That's fair.
But taking off, like anything with a ball, like it just kind of became natural. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like I just dove all into it. I was like, yo, Dad, I need to put up 100 shots today. I need to put up 150. I need to put up 200. Mm. My dad challenged me every day, and then in and out. Like, hey, what we doing today? I was like, oh, okay, we doing 30, 60, 90s. It was my sprint work to make sure I'm getting ready for football season. Mm-hmm. So it's literally like, I didn't really take time off. I went from football, basketball, baseball, then right back. Mm-hmm. And during that, you asked me how good I was. So I played with dudes that, like, are in the league now. Like, I played with dudes at a young age that are, like, having big careers rather be like overseas, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So like,
you talking what sport though?
Oh, basketball, football, just leading all the way up. Like I know dudes that like are doing their thing right now, or like are still in the league right now. Right. That I grew up with. So like that goes back to like playing AAU ball. I went to Vegas. I played in the Super 64 Adidas tournament. Okay. You know what I'm saying? I saw Isaiah Thomas play. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I saw. who's it, Romeo Miller. I saw him out there playing. Like, you know, I played against
Master P's.
Yeah, Master P's. Yeah, Master P's kid. I played against Johnny Flynn. You know what I'm saying? When he was
kid from Syracuse.
who had all the hip issues.
Yeah.
Like I played against Mike Beasley at one point. Tore us, dude. I had never seen that much talent ever in my life.
Oh yeah.
Being from Jersey, like dudes are really good, but when you go to Vegas, it's a whole nother level.
Yeah. That's
like,
cool, man.
You know what I mean? And like, but I got to do that experience.
Yeah,
you know?
No doubt.
And it was crazy because even though we were getting blasted, like literally getting blasted by these teams, it was like, yo, I'm playing against future first round draft picks. Like that's crazy. Like, you know, who could say that they did that? Like, not a lot of people.
I get it.
You know what I mean? And so just and with football, man, that just became natural too. Like that's where I fell in love with football though. You know, when it was a young age.
I'm just trying to figure out, because you strike me as a person who's very like polite and nice and everything. So I don't really see what kind of mean streak you would have. You know what I'm saying? Are you like
a lot of people don't?
Would you be the kind of guy to like knock somebody out or something, tackle them or whatever, and then help them up or something? Because I'm not that kind.
I'm not that nice. No, I'm not that nice. Not on the field.
I believe that when we're competitive, we're like.
Oh, we enemies. Yeah, we enemies.
You know what I'm saying?
It's
like,
not
you're
like
cool, but not for 60 minutes, Holmes. Not for 21 to 6, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
And it's So, all right. So me on the field and me out of the field is totally different. Like I flip the switch. You know what I mean? Like I'm not talking trash. I'm about my business though. Yeah. Like you're not gonna come on my field. You're not gonna try to run all these routes and catch all these passes.
So you're a cornerback.
I was a corner.
Okay.
So I'm shutting it down.
Okay.
I'm locking it down. I don't care who you play. I don't care who you are. Like whatever speed, I don't care. I'm locking it down.
So you were physical, strong, fast. What?
Yeah, I was always at the line pressing people. Okay. Put it that way. I don't like playing off. I like getting in your face.
So you're pressing, meaning you're on the line.
I'm face to face. I'm putting hands on you.
Okay.
I'm putting the paws on you. Because if I get my hands on you, you're not moving.
Right.
You know, and a lot of people used to be like, man, you don't even move. I'm like, nah, bro. I'm in your face all game.
Yeah.
I'm that dude.
Yeah.
Like I'm a pest. That's basically what it is. I'm a pest.
Right.
I might not be that tall. I might not be as fast, but believe me, I always made sure. Like, my technique was super sound.
Right.
And I always made sure you got to be on that, as a corner, you got to be on that line of, like, passive and aggressive. But you got to play that line. Like, I mean, how a gymnast walks on the beam.
But
you know what I'm saying?
But speaking to your point, like, that's the way with life, too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And as you say that, I'm thinking about what your dad told you.
Yeah.
And I think, like, the whole idea with this whole bike dope thing, right? It's an acronym. I don't know if you know it or not, but I'm going to tell you.
Yes, please.
It's believe in killing everything. Doubting ourselves, silent W, was past experience. So how that equates to me, when I was thinking about it, it's like, you know, I meet a lot of people who do a lot of cool things. And actually, it all started, this is kind of ironic. This whole thing I did started in New Jersey. And my buddy rides bikes. I don't ride bikes at all. I think they're pretty cool to look at, but I'm not interested in riding motorcycles. You know what I'm saying?
I ain't trying to fall on the pavement.
I don't want to potentially do that. I think it's ice cold. Or, you know, maybe when I get older or something, but that's not my stick right now.
Yeah.
But these guys had a squirrel meeting at his house. It was about this time in February, January. Ain't nobody riding bikes in Jersey in February, January. So yeah, like a little squirrel meeting. Everybody's talking this and that. But these dudes, man, they were like ultra passionate just about their bikes.
Right.
And everybody's, you know, doing this, doing that, having a good time. I'm going to redo the exhaust. Man, I'm doing engine work. I'm doing this. And I'm a fish out of water, but I'm just taking it in. Like, these are 6, 7, 8 guys or whoever. I'm like, damn, like, this is...
Yeah.
If they're as passionate about this as they seem, there's got to be other people as passionate about what they do in their scope of study.
And like in they spectrum in they event basically.
Like, like your dad is a principal, but I think his passion will be his kids. Yeah. Because if anybody's taking that kind of time out with their kids, that means you're my responsibility. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I'm all about being the best. Like I think it's cool to be the best dad ever. You know what I'm saying? Because I never had that. I don't know what that feels like, or somebody even say that to me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like out of all my friends, I probably have. In Detroit, I'm talking about. I probably have 2 or 3 guys that had a dad. You know what I'm saying? Right. And it just didn't work out like that. So that's like huge to me. Yeah. So back to the story, the bike dope thing, and that's how it kind of derived. You know what I mean? That's how I kind of came up with it. I just wanted to. I came up with a clothing line. I needed a crazy name, like something that was like just like
something that people gonna notice.
Like what the hell is
what is like right? Like what is that?
Or what the hell is that? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Either Like that's what I want.
No, because it's been racking my mind. Like you told me the acronym, and I'm like, man, for life, I can't remember what it was, and I was like, I know it was believe in, kill every. I was like, but what's the rest? I was like, what's the rest of it? I was like, I forgot.
Doubting ourselves was past experience. That's it. Because now it's like you doubt you. Because now I got kids, so my perspective. Well, I've been having. I'll just leave it. I'm older now. You know what I'm saying? And more responsible. And my kids kind of watch me and they pay more attention to stuff. And my by me not having a dad, I wear a different hat, totally. Yeah. So I got to kind of my passion is doing what I'm doing now, but my family too. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Well, as they say, man, like, you know, you could always be yourself. Yeah. But you got to wear a different hat. Like I told my dad the other day, I was like, Dad, you know, I can't. Like him being from where he from, you know, my dad is old school. He's like, okay, if somebody be disrespectful to me, you know, I'm gonna be disrespectful back. Yeah. I'm like, but Dad, you know, growing up in my experiences, like, you can politely politely talk to somebody in a way that's like, look, I'm not playing. Yeah. You know, you got to put that hat on because you never know when somebody is watching.
Yeah, no doubt.
You know what I mean?
No doubt about it.
And how you respond to somebody else when adversity strikes. That's always that crucial part. Yeah. You know what I mean? Cause
we're going to discuss a little later, but there's a whole lot of. Okay, let's get back to the sports.
Yeah, of course.
So you play football.
Play football, basketball, baseball, track and field. Yeah.
And then what happens after?
So like high school? You mean like high school?
What happens after? Do you get touted to play ball anywhere?
Oh yeah, I went to a private high school. Got a scholarship and everything for
those who don't know,
athletic and academics.
What is a private school? Like you said, like it means something. So what does that mean?
So I went to a boarding school, all boys boarding school.
So like
a lot of people
in my head I think boarding is bad. Like boarding school is bad.
So the thing I used to get was, oh man, you went to military school. You must have got in trouble. Yeah. I was like, no, I went to. Think about being in college and high school. So I went to boarding school where kids there their families are worth billions of dollars.
Straight up.
Their families are worth millions of dollars. I got dudes literally like, I got to take the chopper out for the weekend, whatever, I'm coming back. That's the type of school I went to. But like your name means something in the hallways. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like I had to wear a collar shirt, jacket, collar shirt. I'm going to mass every Sunday, you know, things like that. Yeah. Like, this wasn't like military school. Right. This was a school where it's like people came here because they know the name, they know the legacy. Like, 8 generations have come through this school. Okay. Things like that. And that's when I tell people, I'm like, yeah, like, we had literally a whole campus on our high school. You know what I mean? Okay. So, like, craziest part is it was, you know, I'm like, man, this is crazy. Like, first thing I see when I get there, because my dad takes me out there, first of all. It's like, I'm looking at schools from back home that I really want to go to. Okay. You know, I'm like, okay, this school only play football here, this school only play basketball over here. Okay. But, you want me to come a little closer? Okay, got you. So, I'm like, okay. Then my dad's like, because I was in a Better Chance program. Great program for kids, you know, like black kids, African American kids to experience colleges that really weren't, or high school colleges that weren't really on the level, but they were like up here. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it actually was able to pull me to a different direction. You know what I mean? It was like, okay, so I can experience high school out of state. Yeah. And I'm thinking like, man, I can.
And that's huge as a black kid.
You don't, yeah, because like, especially like back then, like a lot of people wasn't doing that. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I was able to go to this school and literally be like, just astounded. Like, I've never seen a facility like this. Like, this is all for me. Yeah. Like, this is all for me.
See, but you're like some one in a million type stuff because a lot of kids ain't really, I guess, like
they don't want to leave home.
But a lot of kids at that school were like minded, like you, I assume. No, like
in a way.
So is that so? But this is actual college you're speaking of, though.
No, this is high school. Like, I went to boarding school in high school.
So you were already kind of getting prepped
to go to college,
right? In high school.
Yeah.
But like in
for 4 years too.
Like at times 10 type thing.
Oh yeah, like times 10, 15. Like
this wasn't no like you just take a college course.
No. This is like I'm living it.
And you're
I'm living it. I'm responsible. I'm in my own dorm room. Right. I got curfew, like everything. So like structure. Okay. You know what I mean? And I think that's the crazy part is like the structure was so good that it's preparing me for college. Like I know when to get my work done, how to get my work done, and do it on time. Right. You know what I mean? Right. So like the first experience I still remember to here is literally like, So my school was the Tigers. It was orange paw prints leading up to the campus.
Yeah.
And there's gates on the outside that open up too.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Like who you like
in high school?
I'm supposed to. I'm 15 at the time. 15.
Nuts, right,
I'm sitting there, yo, Dad, they got paw prints going up to. All right,
right,
I'm intrigued.
Right.
I'm intrigued.
Right on.
And then I'm going up. I'm like, this is crazy, man. I ain't never seen nothing like this before. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, I gotta go here.
Yeah.
My dad to this day is like, it's your decision, man. You can go or you can come home.
Yeah.
I made the decision to go because I knew I was like, I can't pass this thing up.
Yeah.
Like, people don't get this opportunity every day.
So now you do well. We're going to fast forward a little bit.
Yeah.
To your high school. So you played football in high school.
Play football. I played basketball. Basketball is actually my sport in high school.
So you end up going to college, I assume, after that.
Yep. I went to college at Amherst College in Massachusetts.
Now, what kind of...
Liberal arts college. Small college. Liberal arts college, okay. D3.
And D3. So was tuition expensive and stuff up there?
Oh, yeah.
But even being in a small school like that?
They actually call our conference called NESCAC conference. I'm trying to remember this one. New England. It's like New England School College of Athletic something. I don't know. Right. It's in New England, but they call ours like Little Ivy, basically Little Ivy League. So I mean, at school. So
who's getting? Because you going to all these prestigious schools. Is your dad and your mom paying for this stuff?
I got scholarships.
Okay.
Because
the whole time.
My grades were good.
What's your grades like?
Oh, I mean. AB average.
So you always AB.
Always AB. Because my dad was like, first thing he told me, if you don't do work in the classroom, you can't play.
But you seem like you like on some Mr. Perfect type stuff. Like you don't.
Oh no, not at all. Not at all.
I mean, but
not at all.
When I was a kid, I school was really hard for me. You know what I'm saying? I guess you were one of those guys where it wasn't. No. No,
and that's the funny part. I tell people I never liked school.
Right.
But I couldn't play ball if I didn't do my schoolwork. Right. So I'm gonna really like cut up in class and mess up loving what I do. Like that's the thing. I love ball so much that it was like, oh, I'm gonna do the class. I'm gonna go to class. You know what I'm saying? That's a no-brainer.
Right.
But that's the thing is like, nah. I tell people all the time, it's like, nah, I'm far from perfect.
Yeah.
I was cutting up with my friends. Going out places where I wasn't supposed to go, you know what I mean? Like staying out late. My dad trying to call me in. I'm getting whooped, you know what I mean? Like still doing all that stuff.
Right.
But it was like, yo, I'm really about to sacrifice something I love doing just by not doing what I'm supposed. Like you supposed to do that.
Right.
Like my dad instilled that into me at a young age, bro. No, you supposed to go to school. You supposed to get good grades, and you supposed to do what you got to do.
Right, wrong. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and that's why I tell people, like, yo, having a father figure to tell you that at a young age.
That's what I was gonna say because
like, you know what I'm saying?
You haven't even spoken to your mother yet.
I know, cause my mom gets into play, where when my mom and dad broke up, that was tough.
Yeah.
Like that's where I was being.
I mean to interrupt you, but the reason I asked you these questions, man, is because the whole idea of, like, I don't know if I told you about the bike dope thing.
Yeah.
Like the whole scope of it is because I want to inspire everybody to be, first of all, themselves, but just whatever you got to go through to get to where you got to go, just do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I'm glad you said that because this is when you asked me about my mom.
Yeah, just push through. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you're not white, blood. You know what I'm saying? I know you know. You know what I'm saying? But you're a minority.
Yeah.
And for you to have this good wherewithal and to be able to take a couple lumps and to go through a divorce and do this and do that and kind of, you know, it should be for a very interesting story, I'm thinking. So your mother, carry on.
So when my mom and my dad broke up, that was like the hardest thing in my life.
Okay.
I was like, what happened? What went wrong? Like, was it my fault?
Yeah.
You know, being a young kid, like,
and I ain't getting the only one they shared.
Yeah.
Right on.
I was the only one.
Right on.
I was the only one. And, you know, it's crazy because, like, you don't hear that a lot. Like, I got a lot of other brothers and sisters, but I'm the only one between mom and dad.
I get
like,
that.
my mom only wanted a boy, and that's what she wanted. That's what she got. And she got me.
Right.
But, man, like, that's where, for me, I mean, like, everybody's like, oh, but you, like, I'm like, nah, bro. I had a lot of crazy stuff happen to me, too, man.
Yeah.
Like, And that's where it's like, I'm glad you asked me that, because I don't want to come off as being perfect. I'm so far from it, man. Yeah. That's why I don't believe in judging other people. Like, let me hear your story. Right. You know, let me listen to you. Right. Cause how many times you often know, like, you cutting off somebody when it's like, man, like, you ever think God put them there though to hear that message? Straight up. You feel me? Yeah. So like, when my mom and dad broke up, it was the hardest thing I ever had to deal with. You know, new mom in my life. Yeah. Gave her business. I was the worst kid. I was banging on tables, causing her havoc, telling lies on her. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't know how to deal with, like, that's not, you're not my mom. Yeah. You trying to tell me what to do? Like, get out of here, bro. Like, that's not, nah. Like, get her out of here. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
There's a lot of boys. Because, like I say, I hate to keep interrupting you.
No, you good. You good.
My son.
It's a conversation. We good.
No doubt.
Good.
My son is adopted. You know what I'm saying? Like, I legally adopted my son. Right. And that's my
congratulations too. I know that's what's up. That's what's up.
I don't think that it requires. I just think this. I think real.
You did what you had to do, man. It. You put your big boy pants on. Was like, let's roll with it.
I don't think nobody needs a pat on the shoulder. Right. I don't really operate like that.
I just think of like adoption. That's cool, man. You know what I mean?
Appreciate it. Yeah. But you don't have to do that. But if there's a void there that needs to be filled. Right. You know, if you're talking good,
put your big boy pants on and do your thing. Do what you're supposed to do.
I'm kind of like a real person. You know what I'm saying? I'm really comfortable in being my own skin. And if I take a lump or lose or whatever, then that's fine.
It is what it is.
Yeah, but at the same time, come on, let me holler at you so I can deal with all that plus that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And the reason you say that, because he hasn't gotten to that age yet to where he's kind of biting back and stuff like that. But he's kind of coming of age. He's getting older. Yeah. So his tone started to kind of change here and there. Yep. And, you know, and I have to understand. And a lot of people who listen to this are in the same predicament that that I am, and that you were too at one point. Or have a dude they're dealing with from a woman's perspective. Yeah. The dude is dealing with, and their son is kind of biting back, or vice versa. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
And it's crazy because it was like, you talking about, like, I learned how to be respectful to a woman, you know, because of my mom, like, because of my dad. Like, but I wasn't being respectful to her. You know what I'm saying? Until this day, I still be like, man, like, why was I such a jerk all the time? Like, why was I, you know? And it was literally because, you know, being that psych major I told you about. Yeah. Like, I was so yearning for my mom and my dad. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, I wanted that back.
And now, then we're gonna fast forward back to school, right? So when you were in college, you were still getting A's and B's despite being a rock kid.
No, because I chose pre-med.
Pre-med.
I was trying to be a neurosurgeon for a long time. Ben Carson was like one of the biggest dudes. Yeah. Because he was an African American doctor who operated on these ridiculous surgeries. Yeah. And I was like, yo, I'm
Michigan
trying to.
Michigan too. Now he's from Michigan.
I forget.
Michigan affiliation, or maybe did a couple surgeries.
I forget.
My apologies. Go ahead.
No, it's all good. But I was like, yo, I'm trying to be that dude. Because it's like, you always hear in the neighborhood, yo, the rapper, the NBA dude, like, who going pro. It's like, yo, I can go pro in this. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people don't look at it like that. Straight up. They like, oh man, that's a corny job, like whatever. Like, bro, you saving lives. Yeah. Like, for the longest time, I can always remember, like, I just like want to help other people.
And then even to the people you hang around, that's corny too to even be talking like that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Nah, like, for real, like, people like, you want to be a neurosurgeon. Like,
whack, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's whack, bro. Like, you don't want to play ball, man.
I'm tripping on the fact that you are able to fix your mind to say, I want to be a doctor. I want to be a neuro, because you just know, okay, I don't even know, forgive me for asking, but a neurosurgeon is at least how many years of school?
Man, 4 years, for another 4 years of residency, so at least about 8.
So we're talking 8 years. So we're talking, in Detroit, man, it just don't work like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm not, it's just, we're the Motor City. Yeah. Right? So for generation after generation after generation, what it was, I don't know how it is now per se. Right. But what it is pretty much is people who work at these big three. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Ford, Chrysler, GM. This is what it is. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And I work here. Your grandma worked there. Right. You know what I'm saying? I work here. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And then now we're going to try to get you in the plant. That's what it is. Right. Now everything done downsized. Now we don't get that grandma money no more. Yeah, right. You know what I'm saying? So school wasn't as big in my area. Right. Or in the whole city based, you know, people wasn't raised like that. Right. It was just kind of do what you got to do, get out here and hustle. Because people still, you know, I know career hustlers still at the
Excuse
crib.
me for this. No worries, lady just called.
No worries. But you know, I'm no different than anybody else. You know what I'm saying? I know career hustlers like anybody else does.
I do too. That's the thing. Like I do too.
Right.
I do too.
And I know you do because it's just life.
It's life.
We meet people. You know, we have family members that still are strung out or still that still.
Bro, I got the same. I tell people all the time.
So how do you get yourself prepared to say I'm about to be a neurosurgeon? Like how you say I'm about to give 8 years of my life to something?
Yo, it's so crazy, man. Because I really truly like my dad, man. My dad and my mom. Yeah. Like as I was talking about, like being separated, I was always calling my grandma like, "Yo, I'm about to run away from the house. I don't want to be here no more. Like, forget this." Like, right. She's like, "Where you gonna run?" Like, my grandma's a real lady. She was like, "Where you gonna run to?" Yeah. I was like, "I'm coming to your house." She was like,
"Well, you ain't."
Nah, my grandma real like. She was like, "I could just come pick you up." Like, she that type of person. She like, let's be real here. You're not about to run away. Right on. But I was.
Your grandma was still alive.
She is, man, but she got she suffered from dementia right now. Okay. So she in a home, but like when I call, and it's crazy because when I call, like she still know who I am. Yeah. Like, she still somewhat be there.
I got you.
You know what I'm saying? But man, yeah, and leading up to that, just being like my dad over here, my mom over here, and like where I'm supposed to be. You feel me? Mm-hmm. My mom, and this is where it's like you said, I haven't talked to my mom yet. Because we didn't really get there yet. You know what I mean? The conversation. The one thing she told me before she left, like she told me, you gotta grow up with your dad. I can't raise you to be no man. Yeah. And I'm like, a lot of moms don't talk like that.
Straight up.
Especially when they're your only child.
Yeah.
She told me, she's like, you gotta live with your dad because you gotta learn how to be a man. Yeah. Like, I can't raise you to be no man.
Right on.
So I tell everybody, my mom made the most ridiculous and selfless and just I can't even friend. Like I get emotional talking about it. Yeah. Because like if I could ever pay her back, you know what I'm saying, I really would. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like that's crazy because now I'm talking about it, like I'm kind of getting a little emotional.
That's
like,
why I told you, Holmes, this is real.
Yeah, and like
this is.
But what sacrifice, where she like, yo, you gotta go. Like she telling me at 8 years old, you gotta go be with your dad because I can't raise you to be no man.
And it makes sense now.
Right.
It doesn't make sense there.
Right.
It makes sense now.
And I'm like, nah, forget that, mom. Like I'm coming to live with you. Like I don't want to do all the And she steady, like she did that. And so fast forward, like I was cutting up, like when but it's crazy because I still had to do my school. I still was doing schoolwork. I still was doing well in sports. Mm-hmm. But when I came home, man, it was a nightmare. Yeah. Like I didn't want to be there. I never wanted to be there. Like I just couldn't stand it. I was like, yo, I don't want to do this. This nights I'm crying and going to sleep. This nights I'm like banging my head against walls. I'm like, yo, why am I here? Like why am I like in this position? Like I shouldn't be doing this. Right on. You know what I mean? But it was my mom again that was like, you right where you need to be.
Yeah, straight up.
Straight and like even though I told my mom this, she might have not physically always like been there in my life, right, but she's been there in my life.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? Like anytime I needed her, anytime I needed to make a phone call, anytime I needed to like just hear her voice, she always there. Always was there.
Right on.
You know what I mean? So even though she might have been like, yo, go raise your dad, whatever, I still got my hands on you.
That's sweet.
You know what I'm saying?
That's sweet. Yeah.
And you don't hear a lot of that. Yeah. Like my mom and dad coordinated some way, somehow. I don't even know. Yeah. Hey, we got this. We might be from a distance, but we got this.
Yeah. So co-parenting was.
You know what I mean?
It didn't even seem like it was co-parenting. Yeah. I guess it did, but it didn't.
Nah, because it's.
See, but you're lucky. I don't like to say you're lucky, but you're just fortunate because I didn't have that.
Yeah.
My old dude was drunk and around and bringing TVs and you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. Nothing.
Nah, and like
nothing consistent. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And okay, we can.
And that's my bad. Go ahead.
No. I was gonna say.
Yeah.
So now I'm just tripping at the fact that you're saying neurosurgery. Still, like because it's hard for me to just do that.
Like, I'll tell you how I got there. Okay. It's gonna trip you out. So my brother is one of my best friends in the whole world. So I coming out 8th grade basketball practice. My dad called me, sitting there. You know, he's just a little different look he got on him, right? So I'm sitting there like, hey, Dad, like, what's up, man? Like, what's wrong? Like, you all right? And he don't really know what to say. He's like, your brother just been shot in the hospital right now. I'm sitting there like, what you mean? Like, he been shot? Like, what you mean? Like, like, nah, not my brother. Right. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, I'm about to go after the dude that did it. Like, who did it? And like,
it's time to ride, no doubt.
But I'm in 8th grade. Like, you know, I don't know what's coming out of my mouth. You know what I'm saying? Right. And that's the thing where it's like, I seen her been a part of a lot that's like, you know, I don't care who you are, man. You shouldn't have to go through that. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, regardless, like, thank God my brother was okay. Yeah. But talking to him, my dad wouldn't even let me talk to him because he was like, man, I can't put you through that experience. Like, my brother, like, I'm like, bro, you all right? Ah, man, it hurts. Like, I'm all right, though. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just that pain in his voice. Right. I'm crying. I'm like, yo, I can't. Nah, like what happened? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, how does that happen? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sure people wonder that every day. And like my brother would think God was okay. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Right. But even to this day, he still got lingering effects. Like, can't feel his legs. Like, can't feel his foot. He's walking everything, but life has just hit him super hard. I can dig it. You know what I'm saying?
And then you kind of that when you ever since you were younger,
since I was younger, I was like, yo, how can I rejuvenate my, like, no joke, I was like, how can I restore function in my brother's body? Yeah. Like, that was like my main thing. It was like, yo, I'm doing this so I can get my brother's leg back. Yeah, I understand. Like, for real, I'm like, my brother was the most athletic person in my family. Okay. Like, he was running a 4.4 at 16 years old, 16, 17 years old. Yeah. He was going to go to Florida State. Like, that was him. Right. And I was going to follow suit. Yeah. You know what I mean? But he cut up in school, you know, didn't go to class. You know what I'm saying? And just like, I don't know, you know, but ended up pulling his life back together. Mm-hmm. You feel me? Mm-hmm. And even to this day, like, he's my role. He, like, that's the dude I look up to. Right on. Because through all the crazy stuff that life has thrown at him, like multiple crazy car accidents, like bullets, like, he still said he be pushing out lead every once in a while. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So like, so I'm just like, bro, like, how do you do that? You know what I mean? And he's like, bro, and that's why it's like, you gotta have people around you that no matter what kind of crazy stuff is going on, they like, yo, forget that. Put your blinders on. Keep moving. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. But it's like, people don't got that. Yeah. And I'm fortunate to have it. That's why I thank God every day for, like, people in my life. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know dudes that still trap. Like, I know dudes that still do that stuff. No doubt. Career. You know what I'm saying? Is, right. Man. And I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Like, a lot, like, I'm like, that's wild. Like, why you still do that? You know what I mean? But a lot of my friends like, yo, Lan, like, we knew you was gonna get out of that. Like, you didn't have to do that. Yeah. You had a guy that was looking after you. Straight up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. No doubt. So that's why I tell people, yo, my life was far from perfect. I just had people that kept me on that, like, straight, like, tried to keep me on the straight path. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right, I get that. So that's why I'm like, I tell people, like, man, I think a lot of times my battles always been more mentally than anything. Mm-hmm. And more like battling myself.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Well, so with the neurosurgery stuff, that's to me it's mind blowing. Yeah. Still, I'm sorry.
You good. You good.
Nuts to me, dude. So did you pursue that, or what happened? Like,
I did so terrible in chemistry, bro. Like, literally, Chem 101, flunking. Okay. Talking about, man, I think I must have got a 10 or a 20 on the first test. Mm-hmm. I did, 40 points better than the second test and still failed? Yeah. I was like, yo, I might have to rethink this.
So what direction you in now?
Football.
So now you about to go to the league, you think?
Yep. I thought I was. First time I came into even from D3, I know everybody probably laughs, say that's crazy, but not how I was thinking. I was like, I'm good enough. I'm just not that tall. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. And I was like, yo, coach, I'm trying to go to the league. And he really looked at me. I said with a straight face, I'm going to the league from this school.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So doing that, I was like, all right, well, Dad, I'm trying to go pro. I only get one shot at this. Especially from D3, I get one shot.
Yeah.
He was like, okay. He's like, you better have a backup plan though.
Yeah.
He said, you better have. So I was like, okay, I'm interested in psychology. I love it. It's cool. I get to figure out how people's mind work.
Yeah.
And me being the type of person I am, I love conversation.
Yeah.
So I love reading like the person you are, understand that the person that you are, and like the decisions that you make, why you make them, why, things like that. I love how the mind works.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So leading up to it, I starting my sophomore year. I'm getting burned in my freshman year. Going into my junior year, I'm an All-American. D3 All-American. My junior year, going into my senior year. Mm-hmm. So it's really planning out for me. I'm getting fast. I'm getting stronger. Everything's going well.
Right.
I tear my ACL in my fourth game senior year. Dude comes up to me, is like, yo, the Bills was kind of looking at you a little bit, right?
Wow.
Some other team was looking at you. So right there, I'm just like, man, my future is gone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like, that's what I say. Everybody always laugh, but I'm like, man, like I know, like coming from where I was coming from, I know dudes that was in big time schools and being like, yo, like how would I, like I was always comparing myself to the dudes that they was playing, like, yo, how would I match up them? Oh, Lane, you'd have been good. Like, don't worry about it. Like, just keep balling out D3. Just keep balling out. They'll find you. Right. And tearing my ACL my senior year.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Now, this is where I always tell people the story gets very, very interesting.
Okay.
Because in D3, you can't keep going to school. Like, at least what school I went to. I can't just keep going to my classes into my spring, like finishing up my senior year. So, because I wanted to come back, so I'm fighting for this fifth year, basically.
Yeah.
So, Lance, you got it, but you can't keep going to school. You got to come back in the fall semester.
Yeah.
So, I end up getting surgery, fixing my knee and everything, and I go home. Probably, this is the toughest. Like I said, a lot of my battles, it's all mental.
Yeah.
Couldn't walk, dropping weight. I can't walk. I can't do anything by myself.
So in your head, you still going to NFL though?
Yeah, because I'm like, and my mentality was, right. I told my boys right before I left.
Yeah.
I was like, God is either telling me how bad do you want it,
yeah,
or He's telling me to choose something else.
Because I was gonna say, to me, you almost seem like you're kind of delusional at this point.
Mm-hmm.
To me,
honestly, a lot of people say that.
Yeah,
a lot of people say
because you're D3 and you come back from injury, you're not playing against top tier talent,
right?
And you're already injury prone, so
right.
You're not really one to.
Well, this is the first injury I ever had,
right?
Really, that kept me out like that.
I mean, but you know how
yeah, if you tear your ACL, you know, okay,
kinda,
right.
It's kind of like we don't want to happen again, but
right.
And I, not to say I played the race card and stuff like that, man, but my background is, like I say, I'm biracial, so
yeah.
I look over here, and then I kind of like I hear a lot of stuff over here.
Mm-hmm.
And then I come over here and tell what I know to the people who are maybe not so expecting of what's being said about them a lot of times. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yep. I was always a dude in college. Lance, you just still that you're an athlete. You're not that smart.
Yeah.
I was told so many times I can't wear earrings and go to the school I'm going to.
Yeah.
Yeah, people don't know I got, in high school I had 3.4 average. You know what I'm saying? I'm taking AP classes, college level classes.
Mm-hmm.
But I just wear, I wear earrings. I have tattoos. Like, I'm still smart. I'm just athletic at the same time.
Yeah.
But I guess it was hard for people to put that in the same boat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Understood.
So it's like, I can't do this. I can't look like that and go to this school.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because this is a very prestigious school. People know about it. Like, people coming out of there, they're getting six-figure jobs as a 21, 22-year-old.
Okay.
Financing, business, things like that.
Right.
For me to go pro, it's like, oh, man, like, nah, like, really? You, like, I used to get laughed at from my teammates all the time because I wanted to go pro and play football. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's just because I love the game that much.
Yeah.
And I saw myself being there. So I'm like, yo, ain't just because you say something, you supposed to stop me from doing that?
So the dynamic based on the kids at the school, were they almost like too good? Like they were laughing at you because in the sense of you're not good enough to make it to the league, or because I have this thing where like Like the owner from what team said that? It's like letting the inmates run the prison. Remember?
Oh yeah, that's crazy. I can't believe he said that.
But that's nuts to say that. Mm-hmm. And I think a lot of that's
especially with no like filter, nothing. Like, bro, you gotta realize like 80% of the NFL is black.
Yeah, straight up. But I think that he just spoke his truth, and I really think he said that because he wanted to. And I really think that he wasn't worried about any kind of recourse for whatever he said. You know what I'm saying? And there's a whole lot of people out there, and the people at the school, you say, because face it, a lot of people who get opportunities like you did in high school and college and stuff don't look like you, my man.
I know.
I know you know, but from the outside looking in, like that's why your story kind of sticks out to me a little bit, or a whole lot of it. You know what I'm saying? Because you have some smarts and you're athletic, but carry on. So now you hurt your knee. Yeah. So now we got to kind of focus on.
I went into the darkest thing I ever had to go to. Okay. Darkest place I ever went to. I was in the experience of where my dad had to bathe me because I couldn't do it myself. And I'm 21. Yeah. 22. Yeah. Yo, Dad, you gotta help bathe. Nah, get out of here, man. Like, and then my dad, being the type of man he is, he's like, bro, what you mean? Like, I'm still your father. Like, whatever you need help with, like, let's do it. Yeah. And I'm crying. I'm depressed. Yeah. I can't get out of bed. I can't walk. Like I just got my love stripped from me. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I get it.
Like, I have to, and I can't. You know, I'm going into panic mode. I'm thinking like, man, like who am I? Like, who am I? Like, where am I supposed to go? Mm-hmm. Like, I can't play ball no more. Like, what do you mean I can't play ball no more? Right. You know, and I'm like, yo, God, like, why you, like, why? Like, I never done nothing crazy. Like, like, what? Like, I get it. You know what I'm saying?
I get it.
And that's where it's like, I know people like, man, but like, it seems so good. Yeah, a lot of things seem good, but not a lot of people know the type of demons you be dealing with, like, on the inside, man. Yeah. And what type of mental battles you gotta go through. Like, your mind is a battlefield.
Right on.
You know what I mean?
Right on.
Like, you have doubts, you have struggles, you got depression. Like, that's all I was going through. Like, there was no, like, good things. I'll go to church and I'd be depressed. I would be depressed. Yeah. Like, just sitting there, like, my knee, I can't walk, like, I can't play ball. I couldn't go back to college and see my friends, like, my true brothers who I pray with, we go through hardships with. Right. Like, I'm just going through it. Like, my mind is literally eating me up from the inside. Yeah. I'm coming home every night crying in the driveway, doing a job I don't want to do. This is not where I'm supposed to be.
So what happens? What's the breakthrough?
The breakthrough is literally so now on to my dad is now getting married to my stepmom.
I get it.
You know what I'm saying? And this is where I didn't want her to see me like this.
Okay.
I kind of had grown up now. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it was like, we have a great relationship. We have a great relationship now. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And I told her what I was going through. Like, I feel like I'm just like spiraling downhill. Mm-hmm. Like, I can't get my mind out the gutter. Like, everything I think is bad. I think my friends, I think my family, something bad's gonna happen to my family. I'm thinking something bad's gonna happen to me, and because of me, I'm literally anxiety all the time, panicking. Like, and I told my dad, like, Dad, I think I'm thinking the worst at all times. Mm-hmm. You know, as my stepmom, I'm thinking the worst at all times. Like, and it like, but again, it goes back to like having people around you that you could communicate this to. Yeah. And people not think you like just off the Richter, like you like, you know what I'm saying? You nuts, crazy, like you nuts. Yeah. You know.
Keep talking, it's all right.
Yeah, and then
you see that I wrote right there.
Oh yeah.
So now we gotta.
Okay. Oh my bad.
Yeah,
sorry.
It's all right.
So just leading to that, it was just like, man, I gotta get out of it. I gotta keep moving. Mm-hmm. You know, they were like, Lance, you got bigger things to accomplish. So if it wasn't for them around me and having somebody to lean on, I wouldn't be where I was at today. Yeah. You know, I still go through those things today. Right. To this day, I still have mental battles of that stuff. But you wonder why people say, they always ask me like, yo, why you always keep a smile on your face? Yeah. Because I've been through a lot of crap. Yeah. Like it might not seem like on the outside, but mentally, my brother, my mom and dad, brothers and sisters that are not really my brothers and sisters, but I love them to the fullest.
That's what you should.
You know what I mean?
Right on.
And it's like, that's what it was all about. Like having people surrounding you to get you out of that stuff. Yeah. You know what I mean? And having communication to talk about it.
So it seems like to me, have you ever been into like substance abuse and stuff like that?
Nah, never that.
Because a lot of people who talk that you're talking,
go down that spiral.
Yeah, they start looking for bottles. They start looking for pills. They start looking for whatever.
Yep. Sex, whatever it might be.
A little bit more than normal. Yeah. Because I don't know if you drink or whatever, but I do.
Yeah,
I mean, drink like a fish.
No, I don't drink. Nah, I'm not drinking like no fish. But I have a drink every once in a while. Yeah.
I know people that I was in the military for 4 years, in the Marines. And forget about it. Like, we party. Oh, yeah. For real. Yeah. My drug of choice, I guess, was just drinking here and there. But some of these dudes had real drugs of choice. Like, we all were going to rooms, like different rooms or whatever. And some dudes would be partying with this, and some dudes would be partying with that. And some dudes, I'm like, oh, my life. Like, where I'm from, you a fiend.
You like, that ain't party. That's a fiend.
Where I'm from,
they ain't having a good time. That's our problem.
My homeboys looking for people like you to spend with, straight up. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. So
but thank God, like people always ask me like, yo, you didn't, like, nah, bro, like that's and it's crazy because my stepmom, she knew I was having a hard time that day. I'm crying, I'm anxious. Yo, get off me, don't touch me, like, I'm just in a dark place. Yeah. She was just like, even though you in a dark place, you ain't pick up drinking. You ain't pick up the pills.
Yeah. Squares, all that, yeah.
She was just like, straight up, like, you could go out there and do those things to try to cope, but you know that ain't gonna help you.
Right on.
And that's why I tell people, like, it's just about the people that you around, man. Yeah. Like, that you can really speak 100 with, and they don't judge you. Yeah. Like, they say, hey, let's help you out of this situation. Not like, ha, laugh. Oh, man, you crazy. Yeah. And you wonder why people, at an all-time high now, suicide rates, things like that. Right on. Like, that stuff is so high. Right on. Look at social media. Like, people putting their stuff on social media. I'm like, bro, you need to actually, like, talk to somebody. Yeah. Not social media and get reactions and all that stuff.
That's one of the reasons I developed this bike dope stuff, because the social media stuff really has people, like you. I've talked to another dude that I sat down with. His name is Shane Trey. Yeah. I don't know if he said it or if it was somebody else. I think he may have said it, but I don't know if it was during our interview. Man. But he said, now we have the ability to kind of learn people from the inside out. Rather than old school, like, you see a chick or whatever, you're like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Do your thing. And then, oh, she got this. Oh, she got that. You kind of get the surface stuff, you know what I mean? Right. But now it's like, for some reason, everybody thinking it's cool to
put off a front,
that's
man.
Weird, dude. Like, that's not how the game is supposed to be. So there are some real people in this world, and I like to think I'm on the team. I'm the realist, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel you.
And it's all about energy. That's why, like I said, I came in and I thought about this long before I asked you. Like, you know what? Because I know a little bit of your story, nowhere near with the stuff you just said. Right, you know what I'm saying? And I appreciate you for doing that. So let's carry on. Mm-hmm. So now, what's the career path at this point?
So the career path is literally like I either pursue psychology. I actually bounced back though. I continue going, trying to get to the league. Okay. Have a good senior year. Ended up doing a pro day, but fell through. Yeah. Just like, hey, fell through. What I'm gonna do? Sit there and pout?
So pro day is what? What is
so pro day is basically where you test everything. You test your vert, 40, position drills, things like that. So I actually am able to get to one. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Just a college nearby, I went. They had a bunch of scouts out there because the big time D1 college had a guy that they were like, okay, we need all the scouts that are coming to see him. Okay. So ended up being like a lot of scouts are there. All right, let me do my thing. You know what I'm saying? It was okay.
But that's
you know what I'm saying?
That's pretty damn good, though, I would say, right? To make it, at least to do that, just to get to that point.
Hey, and it was just like,
coming from where you came from.
Right. Like, you know what I'm saying? D3 college, like, yo, and this mentally. Is cool. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and like I'm coming back from ACL, and people I'm not gonna segue too far, but yo, people don't understand how hard that is to come back.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy.
Yeah.
Of like any that rehab is crazy, man.
Yeah.
Mentally. Yeah. It's crazy. Yeah. Cause you plateau all the time. Yeah. And you gotta literally be like, all right, let's get over it. All right, let's get over it, and you don't ever feel like you back. Yeah. Ever. But then it's like I meet my guy, my chiropractor, right? You know, he's done so much. He's like, yo, Lance, you should just do what I do. I was like, man, I don't even know what you do. I come here, I feel good, come out. That's it. Yeah. He's like, all I do is help people. And that's all I ever wanted to do in my life. Mm-hmm. Is just help people. Yeah. You know, I feel like I get that from my mom. Right. You know, something crazy my mom always told me. She was like, man, like, you get everything from your dad except my emotions. Except emotion. You get that from me. Yeah. And it's crazy because, you know, a lot of like my lady, my future wife, she'll say like, man, you are so different than a lot of other dudes. And she'll be like, because you wear your emotions, like you don't care. I'm like, I don't care. Yeah. Like I wear my emotions on my sleeve. Mm-hmm. Like
because you said during this you said you've cried a bunch of times.
Yeah, man, like straight up.
That's
like
crazy. I mean, because
I'm being for real, like.
But I'm saying a lot of dudes can't say that. You know, that's like saying a dude takes a bath. You know what I'm saying?
Man, well, first of all, I love a bath. All right, you say like them. Hey, man, look, don't sleep on the bath.
I'm just I do too. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying a lot of dudes don't say that. A lot of dudes just say I cried. A lot of dudes, you know, it's just one of them things that it just shows that you're. It just shows that you're really comfortable.
Yo, man, skin. Crying don't mean you soft. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It just means you're a real person. Mm-hmm. Like you think every once in a while, like another like some kid growing up be like, man, well at least I know it's hard to see that side, but it's like the same time like okay, my dad is like or whatever it might be, man, they still like that.
The only problem I'm having with this what we're doing right now is that how can a kid relate? Okay. How can a kid relate to you outside of what we're about to talk about? Mm-hmm. Who doesn't have a dad? No, I'm just thinking. Don't worry about that. I'm just drawing circles. Okay. If I don't have a dad, how can I relate to your story? Because your mom is all you got your emotions from your mother, like you say. But if I don't have a dad, if I don't have somebody I can, who I know has my back 100,000%. Right. You know what I'm saying? So how can you touch somebody else? Just right now, like nothing. Just does that make sense? What I'm asking?
You gotta find somebody who's doing the right things, man. You gotta find somebody who is willing to take you aside and be like, "Yo, don't do what I did." You gotta find somebody who's gonna be like, "I made mistakes. I made these mistakes. Like, don't make these mistakes that I did." Mm-hmm. You gotta find somebody around you that's gonna take time out of their schedule. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It's gonna take time out of schedule just to listen to you, first of all. Yeah. Like, yo, I'm having some issues. Can you help me? Yeah. And that's the problem. Like, you gotta be able to find that. You gotta search that out.
But as a kid, if I'm 9, 10, 11, 12 years old, that's hard. That's tough.
It's hard, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people that listen to the podcast, I would say it's all types of people, you know, but for the most part, it's people who are like me. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or just come.
Don't have that father figure, didn't have that.
Or come from real humble beginnings. Yeah. And even with a father figure, a lot of people get sucked into doing things they ain't got no business sometimes. Right. You know what I'm saying? And stuff like that. So you make reference to your father a lot, but I just wanted to kind of just because I mean that could be something that somebody would be asking themselves. Right. Like, damn, this guy, meaning you, like you that's why I say you might sound like you on some perfect type stuff, which is not the case. That's not the case. You know what I'm saying? But you're really, really fortunate just to have a relationship with your dad, dude. Like I'm envious. I'm 40 years old for real. Yeah. January 10th. 2 days ago, for real. I appreciate it. I appreciate it, dude. Birthday. You know what I'm saying? I never made plans because I never expected to be living all like that. Honestly, that's not really. What you want to do there? I don't know. Let's make it till tomorrow. Right. Like that's how it is with me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, enough about me.
So let me answer your question.
Go ahead.
Because I had to talk. I've talked to a lot of kids. Right. Like a lot of coaches have brought me by. I had to talk to kids that was already like had like anklets on and had like. Or was smoking weed at the age of like 11, 12. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? That ain't had no father figure. Mm-hmm. So for me personally, it was like, yo, let me be a role model. Yeah. to saying like, yo, bro, just because you a brother, like, you don't gotta be the athlete, the rapper, whatever. Like, I take pride in being a black doctor.
So you are essentially a doctor.
I am a doctor. I'm a doctor of chiropractic. Yes, I am. I am proud to say that.
That's impressive.
But the thing is, I tell people like it's crazy because sometimes I'm like, you know, I'm so grateful though, because like a lot of people don't get to, like, they don't think like that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And it's just about who you surround yourself with. And deep inside, like you saying, kids, yo, if anything, kids know what's right and what's wrong. Yeah. They just follow what they think is cool and what they think is like, you know, oh, well, he got this, he got that, material things. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. If anything, honestly, as a kid, yo, stick to your faith, man. That's been my biggest thing throughout life. I've never run away from God. I've never run like.
You don't swear or anything like that, or do you?
I mean, yeah, I do, but I try not to because yo, these kids is watching, man. Like people, like you gotta humble yourself and take it down a notch. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You can't be having kids running around cussing and flipping people off and all that other stuff. Mm-hmm. Like somebody always watching you. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So like, set a good example, set a great example. You know what I'm saying? Especially as a black man in the community, like yo, set a good example, bro. Yeah. Like. Yo, we all slip up, we all mess up, right. But just try your best, and that's always has ever been like, just try your best to do, you know, to be yourself and to be who you are.
But the thing I think, the problem I think with that, if I'm thinking with the smaller side of my brain for such a thing, was that how can I relate? How can you relate to me? We don't dress alike. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You don't carry yourself like I do. We don't talk out, you know, I say certain stuff that you don't say. Yeah. But then the bigger part of me is thinking, you know, well, maybe this guy might be somebody because you are a doctor. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I'm a doctor. No, that thing say doctor of chiropractic. I'm a DC.
Dude, doctor. The thing is that I have like, I've never been this close to a doctor in my life. And all doctors I know are like old and white and smell like Folgers. Straight up, you know what I'm saying? Or like, you know, just bum ass cologne or something. You know what I mean? Whatever the thing is, you know. I just think that's very impressive. I mean, so you have like and you're only 28 years old.
Yeah. I went straight through school, man. Straight through school. And yo, school ain't easy. I couldn't stand school. Yeah. I can't stand, till this day, I can't stand being in the classroom. Because me, you know how kids can relate to me? I don't learn well sitting in a classroom. Okay. A lot of black kids don't learn well sitting in a classroom. Right. But when you start to work with your hands, like hands-on learning, visual learning, put it all together, like that's where I started to kind of like get my groove. Mm-hmm. You know, even in chiropractic school, I didn't get the best grades. Mm-hmm. I didn't. Yeah. Like straight up, my lady tell you like I'm up all night because I can't get through the 2 pages of the 25 pages I gotta get through because I don't understand it. Right. But the crazy part about it is like, yo, am I gonna let that stand in my way though? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a bigger picture. Yeah. You feel me? I think that's always been about it. Like, you gotta struggle in this life. There ain't nothing coming easy.
And the bigger picture for you is always what?
The bigger picture was like, I gotta make sure I'm a role model. I can be a role model for people that's like, they might not be the best athlete or the rapper or whatever. Yo, bro, there's other careers out there that you can do. It's not a lot of brothers in the career. Yeah. But you can do it. Yeah. And that's the crazy part. I tell people, everybody's like, yo, you know, I didn't have this, I didn't have that. Yo, but you got yourself, bro. Yeah. You still got yourself. Yeah. You got your faith in God. He right there. Yeah. And it's people like, oh, but he ain't yo. If you are faithful, he always look out for you. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
That's been my experience.
That's sweet though.
Because like, there's been times where I'm like, man, I don't really know. You know what I mean? Right. Yo, God, I need you to help answer me something. Like, help me. Yeah. What he help me. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? Right. Like, when I was doing all, like, in that dark place, I was like, yo, why am I going through this stuff? Right. Like, why? I ain't never done nothing wrong to nobody.
Yeah.
But how many times do you see, like, the worst things happen to the best people? Yeah. You know what I mean? And I really believe, because it's like, yo, God knows who you are, and He knows how much you can carry, and how much you are made of. Yeah. So it's like, you wonder why you go through a lot, because He know you can handle it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no doubt.
Faith ain't tested on good times.
No doubt. Never.
All right, never tested on good. Everybody like, oh yeah, cool, everything good, love you got. Right. But what happens when bad things happen?
Yeah, no doubt.
And that's the true test.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like
that's awesome. That's good. And it's awesome that you're able to think like that and really stand by that. You know what I'm saying? Especially, and I have to say it, like as a black man, dude, like to hear you say this is very refreshing to me. Because I know a lot of kids out there, like my son, you know what I'm saying? He's doing all the music and the this and that. I'm like, okay, kid, I get it, man. But
yeah, that's a popular thing to do.
Man, come on, dude.
The popular thing ain't, yo, man, I gotta, let me read this book because it's gonna help me like stimulate some neurons up there.
Yeah.
And like stimulate some ideas.
And then it makes me feel like I'm doing something wrong because the age that we live in, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And the kids are so impressionable.
Yo, sheesh. I was brought up real old school, man. Yeah. Like. To this day, like I love R&B, Earth, Wind and Fire, like stuff like that. Like you know what I mean? Like I was brought up real old school. My dad first thing he told me was like, "Yo, bro, you not a follower, you a leader."
Straight up.
And that's the thing. It's like it's so hard for kids who don't have like that figure.
Yeah.
And like I'm like, man, but you look at historically people. Like we about to have Martin Luther King Jr. Day, right?
Yeah.
Yo, you got figures that you could look out for. You just might have to search a little harder.
Yeah.
That's the only thing. Like, read up on stuff.
And the stuff you're saying right now is not the popular choice either. You know what I'm saying?
It's not, bro. It's not. My path was not the popular choice at all.
Right.
Like, struggling through school.
How do you decide to be a chiropractor, though?
Man, if you asked me this, 4 years ago? Man, I probably have a different answer for you.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I ain't see myself being a chiropractor at all. I was like, man, I'm going to go do psychology or I'm going to go... be a fitness trainer, just with like working on speed, things like that. Man, it was literally because I had pulled my groin real bad in college. Pulled it real bad.
Okay.
Couldn't run, couldn't walk, limping all over the place. There for 4 months. Chiropractic, like I asked all these doctors, yo man, what is it? They don't know. What is it? They don't know. I'm like, Dad, you take me to another one of these doctors, I'm choking somebody out, straight up. Like I can't play ball right now. Season's coming up. Go to my chiropractor back home. I'm like, hey, I got this thing. Like, I don't really know what's going on. Like, can you help me? Yeah. He's like, oh, yeah, I got you. Like, hips are just out of line. Put them back. We'll be good. Yo, I'm good in 3 weeks. 3 weeks. Hey, man, what do you do?
Yeah.
And literally, him being so humble wasn't like, yo, I healed you. I did all this. Yo, I just help people.
Right.
Has fun at the job. And that's the crazy thing. It ain't no job. Like, how many people love what they do?
Right on.
Like, I don't consider what I do work. Right. Like, yo, I love this. Yeah. Like, think about it. If I didn't do what I did today, how would I have met you?
Right. Yeah, I'm like that. I
you
totally understand, sir. Absolutely.
You feel me?
Yes, sir.
So it's like, that's crazy to me. Like, that, first of all, being faithful and just, like, hey, this is a path that he want me to be on and trying to stay on that path. Obviously, we all go off the path. Man, I thought so many times about quitting. I thought so many times about, man, this school ain't for me. Like, I'm almost failing every class. Like, and kids right next to me are like, oh, this is easy. I'm the dude in the back, like, bro, I'm dying in class.
Yeah.
I remember one time I put my headphones in because I didn't want to deal with it. I just went to class with my headphones in. I was like, whatever.
Today's one of them days.
Today's one of them days.
Yeah. We get there. You know what I mean? It's just the whole idea is to right the ship while you can.
Yeah, man.
And this, I'm not the schooliest guy. And Lord knows I try. But I'm struggling. I'm taking just rudimentary classes. It doesn't help that I've made a fair share of money before doing other things.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's just, I don't know. I'm learning as I go like everybody else. Man. Yeah. So now you're a chiropractor. But now I've always... First of all, that's really impressive that you're like a chiropractor. Like that means like the anatomy of the body and all kinds of cool stuff. And, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, your body's amazing. First of all, your body's an amazing machine, man. It's the best machine anybody ever made. You know what I mean? So
it's so I don't even know where to start with that. Where do you?
Ask me. Go ahead, bro.
No, how do you heal people? Nothing like that. I'm just saying, like, what do you? I've always been told that a chiropractor wasn't a doctor.
I know. A lot of people have.
That's what I've always been told.
You know what the crazy part is? Let me school you on this. How our profession actually was born. Chiropractors were practicing, and literally the medical association was like, y'all can't practice, we throw y'all in jail.
Okay.
Guess what they did? All right, kept practicing. Because literally they saw what kind of change was happening with people that was literally doing it a holistic way.
And that's what I was gonna say.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So for like the crazy part is like, yo, these was some real dudes. Like, how you practicing something where you can get thrown in jail, and they got thrown in jail. Yeah. You telling me you gonna sacrifice practicing and helping other people and not be able to see your family, your kids, like
just for the sake of
helping other people, and you get thrown in jail?
Right.
Like, yo, how, like that right there is like, yo, they were so passionate. You know what I'm saying? Right. And like these are primarily, you know, white doctors. Yeah. But like, yo, they helping out everybody. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. And for them to get thrown in jail because they knew that this was the route that was going to help people. Right. Like, you can't tell me like that ain't a cool way to tell somebody about a profession. Like, yo, how'd your profession get? Oh, well, these dudes got thrown in jail because they were passionate about what they did. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And
but the even bigger part of that, the people who were doing that don't look like you.
No.
That's the bigger part of it.
And even in our profession today, like, we are a very small percentage.
Yeah.
Very small percentage.
Black folks.
Yeah. That's black people, minorities, we are a very small percentage.
That's wild, dude. I take my hat up to you for that. That's awesome, dude. Can I ask you how much you owe on student loans, though?
Oh, yeah. I owe over 6 figures. Dog,
homie. How do you come back from that then?
Man, honestly,
because 6 figures is a house.
Oh yeah, well, 6 figures, house, car, rent, dog, all this stuff.
I mean, but how do you
think it's okay?
Yeah, like how does that work? To right? Because I had a trucking company one time. Yeah, and I had a '94 truck. Yeah, Freightliner, classic. And I called her the fortune teller. She was just a beast. You know right. First year, off the muscle, I made $94,000. No college education, no nothing. Of course, I made a lot.
Yeah, money looking good.
But I didn't bring, it's business. So I got this coming in, this going out. This going in, this going out. And I'm not bragging or anything like that. That's my truth. You know what I mean? But it's just crazy because I don't know how I
can fathom 6 figures of debt.
But then I guess it's not. I always say you got to set a trap. So I guess the idea of being a carpenter, you're not doing it for free. Mm-mm. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sure that to get calibrated, for lack of better terms, you know what I'm saying, will be.
I like how you put that.
Is on the higher side. You know what I'm saying? But how do you maintain normal life owing that kind of money? Though you gonna be paying that for a good stretch of time. That's scary to me. Like,
yeah, and see that's where. Let me put it to you. So I'm like, because I want to word this obviously the right way. Okay. You can't let fear stop you from doing what you're supposed to do.
Right on.
Straight up.
Right on.
Because a lot of times is, man, I'm scared. But like, imagine if you were to push past that one moment of fear and be like, no, forget that. Mm-hmm. Like, let's go. Imagine where a lot of people would be right now.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yo, I'm scared to try this. I'm scared to try that. You feel me?
Same thing.
But like, somebody has to go to uncharted water in order to discover something.
But a lot of times those somebodies are, it's hard because when you have a family and stuff, sometimes you can't really, you step it. I'm the kind of guy where I'm jumping in. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And maybe almost to a fault sometimes. Yeah. But that's the best way to learn. Always. And I'm going to preach that to my kids and always do. But my wife a lot of times is more like, right. Let's kind of, because that's why I asked you about the debt, because in my head, in 5, 6, 7, 8 years, you're going to be good money out here. Yeah. With all that sweet and well under control. Yeah. And well on your way to doing whatever. Plus you're helping people. Plus you love what you're doing. Yeah. Plus you got a hell of a story behind it. You know what I'm saying? But other people aren't going to be able to wrap their brains around owing anybody anything over whatever the price might be. Right. And then have bills. Yeah. And then to have kids. You know what I'm saying? So you have to be a strong individual to be able to just encompass all that.
The only word
I don't know if you know, but this is like we met, I don't know, 2 or 3, 4 times.
Yeah.
But never talked in depth like this.
Not like this, nah.
You know what I'm saying? So now it makes sense to me how you are, how you is. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, it really makes sense. Like, okay, because even like your dad, and he's kind of caught you, your dad's wired a certain kind of way. So you got the DNA, you know what I'm saying? And you, most importantly, you paid attention.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got it. You made your mistakes. You went through this. You went through that. Yeah. And then now you're a full-blown doctor, Holmes. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
But it was seeing other people's mistakes.
Yeah.
That helped me.
But you got to be able to see it, though.
Yeah. So, like, my brother. Yeah. Like, my brother will tell you straight up, like, no joke. He was like, yo, bro, you my role model.
Yeah.
But it's only because my brother beat it into my head. Listen to our dad.
Yeah.
Listen to our dad.
Yeah.
Because he made those mistakes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it sucks a lot of times. But some people, like, you got to make the mistake in order for somebody else to break through that thing.
But so who was the doctor in your family that you're trying to be like, since you're involved in everybody? You're involving yourself around people that are like you. So who's the doctor in the family?
My previous stepmom, who I was like just a terror to.
Yeah.
Her brother was a neurosurgeon. Mm-hmm. Honestly, I saw the fat crib. Yeah. I saw where he was living at. Yeah. I was like, yo, I don't know a lot of brothers that's living like this and doing it the right way.
Yeah.
Like no undercover nonsense, no about this family man.
But you could have got that same money playing ball too. Was that?
But like I looked at it like this, you know. I looked at it like, okay, I can try to chase this thing, or just go do that.
Yeah,
it was an easy decision.
Yeah,
it's like I'm gonna keep banging up my body.
Yeah,
keep trying for something I'm probably not gonna get.
Yeah,
like to be honest, like it comes a point where you're like,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so like,
times it's bad.
Hey,
boy.
You know what I mean? And I already went through one knee surgery. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how much of my body got left.
Yeah.
So I was like, yo, I'm gonna just keep going to school. Yeah. And just help people, because even if I got to the league, I always wanted to open up like a foundation, something cool I can give back, because that was my biggest thing of giving back. Right. Like even to this day, right now, like our main thing is with chiropractic is giving back, man. Yeah. You know, how can we help somebody else maybe live better for what? You know what I'm saying? Help somebody else.
So you spoke of holistic earlier, on the chiropractic side of things.
Yeah.
So most doctors don't really do the holistic thing. Like like my son has sickle cell, and it kills me and it pains me. But he's taking medications and this and that just for to even out his blood cells and just
of course,
so he won't get pneumococcal pneumonias and this. Right. He's a little guy, and the meds and stuff pain me and hurt me more than anything.
Yeah,
but I mean, it was that, but that's and I feel horrible about it, because how about when he's 10, 12, 15 years old? I'm feeling good. Dad, do I gotta take this? Well,
right.
I don't.
Nah, I feel you.
I don't, because I kind of got you on this train, homie. You know what I'm saying? And some of these meds have to be taken forever until they say.
Yeah.
And I feel like crap because I don't think it was supposed to be like that.
Right.
Or maybe it was, and I don't know. Like I don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? It's just. And when you speak of holistic, I think my hat's off to you again, because you're just pretty much just correcting people's whatever that might be hurting, for lack of better terms.
Nah, I get it for you. Yeah.
So what exactly does a chiropractor do?
Man,
you were 28 years old. Yeah, I almost just cussed right now. Yeah, you're a chiropractor.
Oh, again, I appreciate it.
Ain't nothing to it, man. It's just, and you're a chiropractor. That's awesome.
A lot of people. Believe me, man. Like my friends are like, bro, like you're a doctor. I'm like, yeah. I still got more to go though.
Yeah.
I still got a lot more to go.
Yeah. Yeah. But from the outside looking in, you can see it, and to stay hungry and to stay humble is better. You know what I mean? But
you got to, man.
It's just
you can either humble yourself or God will humble you.
No doubt about it.
So
no doubt about it,
I think I choose the other way. Yeah. So, but nah, man. Just
what do chiropractors do?
Man, all we do, honestly, is just restore communication from your brain through your spine to the rest of your body.
Okay.
We allow the body to do what it was designed to do. Your body was designed to heal naturally, function as optimum potential.
Okay.
All right. So how do your organs work? Your cells, your tissues, your muscles, everything in your body control what's under the hat. Your brain.
Yeah.
All right. Your brain communicates through the spine. Now, what's protecting that spine?
Mm-hmm.
All the bones in your back.
Yeah.
And then through all those bones in your back, there's nerves, right, that shoot out from that spine.
Yeah.
That are basically going through canals of the spine. Yeah. That branch out to every cell, tissue, muscle, organ in the body.
Okay.
So, if one of those bones happens to shift improperly, all right, it's going to basically put pressure on that nerve and decrease that function. Right. So I always tell people, it's basically like what happens when you kink a garden hose. What happens? The flow of the water basically becomes a lot less. Right on. So you think about that. That's what's happening in your body.
So why are more people taking this approach rather than just running to the doctor? If I got a bad knee, right, my back is hurting, my shoulder's out of whack. Right. And why don't people go see a chiropractor as opposed to a doctor?
Very simple. Just like social media and everything, everybody looking for a quick fix. Okay. Ain't gonna be no quick fixes a lot of time. So it's gonna take work on your part to keep coming in. And also, too, a lot of people are not educated in what we really do.
Exactly.
That's the big problem. Right. So my job and my ladies, like our job, is to properly educate you when you come in.
Pause right there. Your lady is a chiropractor, too.
Yes, she is.
Your lady is a chiropractor, too.
Yes, she is.
Like another doctor like yourself.
Yes.
So you're a doctor and she's a doctor as well. Mm-hmm. Unpause. That's amazing. Carry on, sir.
Yeah. But it's our job to educate the public on what we really do. And I never tell people like, yo, I'm gonna heal you. I'm like, I'm just trying to unlock that interference in your body so your body can heal itself. Yeah. Like that's it, man. Like I just feel like I'm trying to be a vessel.
I got a bad knee right now. What I got? I got a bad knee. Yeah. What do I got to do?
So first of all, we gotta do some tests, figure out what's going on with it. Gotta understand the history. Gotta understand what's going behind it. Right. And I tell people all the time, man, it's just like anything. You can't go to the gym for a week and just be like, oh, I got a six-pack. Yeah. It's going to take work. But you got to work together. So what I'm going to do is try to find what's going on in the spine first, all right? Because that's where all your functioning come from. Mm-hmm. Check it out. See where those main misalignments are. Mm-hmm. Realign them. And then and I'll put you on a schedule. So that way, just like anything, your body has got to adapt.
You'll put me on a schedule, meaning what, sir? Yeah. What do you mean?
So we basically put you on a plan, just like anything.
Just
to like
keep putting my spine back in place? Is that what you're trying to say?
I know, it sounds crazy, right? But the best part about it is your body has already known the wrong way. Yeah. So it's going to take time to get it to focus on the right way of where the bones are supposed to be in your spine. Because just like anything, think about it. Think about a car, for instance. Mm-hmm. All right, people are like, oh, my tire keeps wearing out. My one tire keeps wearing out. Mm-hmm. So what do? You put another tire in there. What do you do? Put another tire in there.
Rather than
when it's not the problem. Yeah. The problem is the axle of the car and it not being aligned right. So think about anything. Just like a car, you got to go get a tune-up, right? Right. You got to go do those things in order to make sure the car run right.
So you got me thinking about my posture and everything now. You know what I mean?
And the thing is, I struggle with my posture all the time. Just so many times I slump in the car trying to drive, and I'm like, oh, I got to... You know what I'm saying? But me myself, I don't go a week or two without getting checked and making sure my body's doing what it's supposed to do.
But a lot of times, I think not the bigger reason, but I think a lot of times people don't know about this. Mm-hmm. It's because nobody really can afford it. A lot of times, everybody just welfare will cover a doctor visit, but does welfare cover a chiropractic visit? And to get tuned up every 3-4 weeks or whatever it is, right, or however it might work.
Right, whatever plan it might be.
So how is that how it works necessarily, or what? You know what I'm saying?
Nah, it all depends, man. Everybody's situation is totally different. You know what I mean? Like obviously, it's gonna cost something to value your health. Yeah. And that's the thing. A lot of people don't value their health like they're supposed to. Yeah. And they wonder why. Like, oh, I should have jumped on this 5 years ago. Yeah. Instead of like, oh wow, like now I'm totally like going down, like it's the worst of the worst, like
yeah, I get it.
Oh my goodness, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, yo, you got to put value on your health. Yeah. I always tell people, like, man, there's so many things where it's like, there's a lot of people can afford it. It's just about what you prioritize. You know what I mean? Yeah. And for us personally, as a personal note for us, like, we value the care that we bring. You know what I mean? But we can either charge a lot, see less, or charge less and see more. Yeah. And we like that approach more.
Well, because that's hustling too. You know, so I think that's I kind of equated. I get it. Yeah. I'm sorry, I should have said that, but that's my thought.
It's all good. It's all good. But at the same time, it's like, yeah, you're gonna pay for care, but we're gonna make sure we take care of you. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna get a half effort from us. Right. Because we believe in putting 100% back into our. We don't even call them patients or we call them practice members. Right. Because you're part of something bigger. Yeah. You know what I mean? The one person we help is going to help that other person. It's going to help that other person. Mm. And then all together we get healthier as a community. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And that's the goal. It's like, how can we get away from a system that's backwards and instead trying to help people when they're already sick instead of trying to prevent them from getting sick.
No doubt.
And getting that disease.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Mm-hmm. And I've always heard a lot of disease lies on the spine. Is that true?
Man, you think about it. Where's all those nerves in your body going to, right? Going to all the organs, cell, tissue, muscles in your body, right? Where they all originate from. Brain and spinal cord. Mm. So you might want to check that first.
So what holistic approach can somebody do just to kind of this is turned into a Q&A, you know what I'm saying?
It's all good. It's all good. But we still haven't, you know. Yeah.
I just want you to really, you know, like
right.
Because a lot of people that I know, again, don't even know what a chiropractor even does.
Right. That's especially like black people. We don't understand what like
to let you to make it like to make it almost cool.
Right. People you know like, I'm like, man, you have.
Because I'm almost scared to go on the table.
Everybody is. Everybody get that. Everybody get that.
We lived in Detroit. We lived in Detroit, and she had a chiropractor she used to see in this little town, this little not a suburb, like a little town over called Hamtramck. Mm-hmm. It was just like Armenian dude or Lithuanian or something. And I used to think it was so strange because she used to get up on the table, and I used to sit there on the floor or within the chair or whatever. I remember like it was just he had this big table and he would kind of look, you know, he kind of walk in there, you know, and I'm like, why you about to like spin my mama around like that and everything, and you lifting her legs? That's kind of strange, you know what I'm saying? But outside of that, I don't know nobody else that ever dealt with it outside my mother and my aunt. Right. You know what I'm saying? And I hate to say it, but they're white. You know what I'm saying? So maybe they knew something that wasn't getting back to the village.
I mean, hey man, it's unfortunate because like. Right. Man, like on some real stuff, like a lot of people, black people, unfortunately, a lot of times being in, like I said, we get things late, like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But the crazy part is, like, I mean, what I know now, I'm like, Dad, why didn't you take me to the chiropractor when I was, like, a lot of people don't know, we adjust babies, like, hours old. Wow. People don't know, like, not only is that birthing process traumatic for the mom, it's traumatic for the child as well, too. Right on. You know what I'm saying? Right on. Like, think about it. You in your nook, and all of a sudden you coming out, right? You know what I mean? Like, that's, you know what I mean?
Heavy, yeah, no doubt.
So, it's like...
A lot of people aren't thinking about that either.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like, I always tell people, you got to put your health in perspective, man. Try to prevent these things, you know, because it's easy. Think about how easy it is to go get a prescription.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying, yeah.
It's $1 billion industry.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you want to keep the money coming in. Yeah. Where it's like, hey, well, what if we try to prevent that, though? Like, isn't that what we want to work on? Yeah. Not being sick and staying sick.
Who's the inspiration right now, man?
My inspiration right now?
Yeah, who's the inspiration? Don't say your dad, because you brought your dad he wears the silver hat, man. You can't tell. He's the, we can't touch him. Who is it? Just the kids, or is it your brother still, or?
Honestly, man,
you're still pulling from somewhere, right?
Yeah.
You're still pulling from somewhere.
Honestly, man, it's probably like I mean, like I said, I'm gonna keep it. Obviously, it's like 2 or 3. It's black kids that don't understand that they got another career path.
It takes guts to say that, though.
It's that they got another career path that they can choose. Yeah. I tell my lady every day, I'm like, man, we are very privileged because people don't see this every day. Yeah. You know, don't see, you know, black chiropractors every day. Yeah. You know, and on top of that, it's also my brother. You know, my brother still tells me, like, man, you're an inspiration. Just keep going. Just keep going. Like, you're not done yet. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And when you got somebody that's constantly pushing you, it's like, oh, I'm going to get there. Yeah. Oh, I'm going to get there. There's no, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, I'm going to get there.
Yeah.
And then, like, you know, my family, see, don't do that. That's bad for you. That's bad for you.
I just cracked my neck.
That's bad for you.
And this dude just said, don't do that. I'm cracking my neck. I've been cracking my neck for 40 years, 20 years. Why is it bad for me?
Well, okay. So you get a little...
I'm all over the place, but that's
all right, though. No, that's all good. We having a conversation that happens like that, right? So a lot of times people are like, well, it feels good, but then my neck tightens back up, right? Mm-hmm. Well, because the ligaments that you have been, you know, overstretching and stuff like that are trying to get to their natural position. Because you think about it, all the bones in your neck and your spine and things like that are tied to, you know, ligaments and muscles. And so when you overstretch them or do that, they're trying to come back and put you where you're supposed to be. And you got to listen to your body. You know, I used to do that a lot before I got to chiropractic school. Mm-hmm. I was like, man, I gotta, you know, I can't force that. Like, if you happen to turn your head and, you know, you hear something, it's like, okay, well, you just turn your head. Right. If you're trying to force it, it's like, man, specifically.
So don't crack my knuckles. don't crack my neck.
Man,
if I got a bad ankle, don't pop it back. Don't do.
Just try not to, man. Try not to.
That's crazy.
I know, man, and people don't know that, but like that's why I'm here. Yeah. That's why my lady is here. Yeah. Another inspiration, man. That woman right there. Yeah. And my family. Yeah. I gotta make him proud. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like,
good for you, man.
And something also too. I wanted to add onto that.
I
hope we got time. You know what I'm saying?
Go ahead, whatever.
You know, a Bible verse that I always leaned on when I was dark and like I said, I was. You talking about up here, man? Mm-hmm. Battling with yourself. Mm-hmm. That's the hardest battle you're gonna probably ever face.
Yeah, that dude in the mirror is tough.
Right. Man. It's tough to look at when things is going bad.
Yes, sir. He's a bad boy. Yeah, he is. Or a bad girl, whoever.
Hey, whatever it is. No doubt. 2 Timothy 1 verse 7. For God had not given us the spirit of fear, but a power of love and of a sound mind. Mm-hmm. That's something I carry with me every day. I mean, I got tattooed on my arm right here. Mm-hmm. And that's something that has always been like my rock.
Right on.
You know what I mean? You gotta have something in this world that you gotta be able to hold on to. Yeah. Because without it, you get lost.
Yeah.
Straight like you get lost.
Yeah, no doubt. That's impressive, dude. You so now you're healing people. So now you're doing what you're designed to do.
Hey, their body is healing them. I'm just trying to help that interference get out the way.
So you're the vessel. You're the one with the helping hand. So you got the magic fingers out here.
Hey, man.
What's cool about being a chiropractor?
You get to help people, man. You get to see people coming in that ain't walking. That like,
if I'm not there mentally yet, I'm not. You know, right. I need to know.
Yeah.
I need to. What's cool about this? Meaning, hey man, how much I'm looking at? You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
I'm that kind of guy.
I know, and that's
me, but just someone who's listening. You know what I'm saying? Because I know the reason I ask it because, pardon me, I know of kids, 17, 18, who I know for sure listen to what I'm doing. Yeah. Wrong or right, whatever I'm saying, they're hearing. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But I try to, like I say, I speak really.
You speak real, man. You yourself, and I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying?
I tell you, I'm the best in this here world about being myself, as well as you are. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, God only made one you, bro. That's only made one me. That's the only best person we could be. You know what I'm saying? So
there it is. I'm saying that to say that what makes that cool. You said, you can help people. You can help people walk. You can do this. But I didn't even know how much money I'm about to make if I'm 18, if I'm 17. Well, I know it's probably starting out is going to be, or moving forward is going to be, I don't know. I'm asking you.
All right. I'm going to tell you just like this. I can't never give people numbers because I really like, there's just like any field, like some people aren't making that much, some people making a lot. The biggest advice I got was don't do it for the money, because when you really dive in full in, and this is straight up truth, when you dive in full in and you love doing what I love to do is adjusting people and allowing that body to work, bro, the money gonna come.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The money gonna come because people understand what type of passion you deal with and what type of heart and service you got.
I'm on the cusp of selling dope. Okay, I'm on the cusp of selling dope, but I run across you. Mm-hmm. I know my man got this cash, so I need to know something. I'm not necessarily a number, but I need to know in 5 years I could be doing what?
You could be in prison.
Selling dope. But in 5 years I could be in school or on my way. But what kind of? So are we talking 6 figures? Are we talking multiple practices? Are we talking? Because I've never heard anybody ever say that you can be a doctor and make this much money versus this much. In my head, an urban city kid, a doctor is well off. Period.com. That's it. Like I don't hear nothing else. Right. You can't make me believe anything else. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how we've been conditioned to think. Right. But I'm no different than any other kid coming out together.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So. Because you guys are doctors, but you're not doctors, so we get paid doctor money versus, you know what I mean? Like, is it them versus you guys, or is it, You know, the whole, like you said, the bandits who wanted to help people out or whatever. Yeah. And then if the dealer said don't do it, you know what I mean? We're going to still do it anyway. We're going to fight the good fight, walk the good walk. You know what I mean? Whatever. Yeah. So are we still talking, you know, in 5 years?
I know people that make 6 figures.
Okay.
At our chiropractors.
But is that like a standard, though?
No. And it's just like anything else. It's like, yo, how hard are you willing to work?
Yeah.
You got to see a lot of people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I can honestly tell you, the people that are making that, yo, they heart of service is so much greater though. Yeah. Like if you try to get into this and be about the money, oh, you gonna fall flat.
Okay.
You gonna fall flat. This is why I tell people, man, you gotta get in. If you really want to do what I'm doing, man, learn the craft, learn the history, like. Learn what people did before you, because then you start to really get a feel for like, yo, I can help people in ways that they can't even imagine. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Because that's the first thing my doc told me. Landers, don't do this for the money. If you're doing it for the money, you're in the wrong profession. Straight up.
Yeah.
You know, and I know that's not what people want to hear.
Right.
But yo, I'm being straight real with you.
Yeah.
If you really like go to finance, crunch numbers. You know what I'm saying? Like they make a lot, you know, it makes a lot of money. But with anything you do in life, you have to work.
Yeah.
Like all people see is like even when you said in the drug game, all people ever see is, yo, they see the quick turnaround, the money, this and that. Bro, you know what kind of stuff they had to deal with and do all that? Like, you really like. Let me talk. You know what I'm saying?
But those are my mentors too, though. Those ones I'm looking at. Those are the ones that actually had took, you know, lumps and L's and everything. They, you know, so it might come up. You know,
and any person I talk to, like that's in that, they straight up be like, bro, you don't want to do this.
Yeah.
Like for real. Like you get some real dudes out there, and I'm not talking about like people that's really been out there.
Yeah.
They'll be like, bro, no.
Yeah.
Like this ain't the life for you. Like no. You know what I'm saying?
I get it. Yeah.
And like I said, I know people. I like been around people like that.
The reason I say that is because there's such a vast contrast between you and them, or I would, you know, like you're like at the other end of the spectrum now. You know what I'm saying? Now you're like in a whole. You have a doctor in front of your name. You know what I'm saying? Like that's in way past. So let me think what I'm trying to say. We're gonna wrap it up in a minute.
Okay.
What do you so in 2 years, where do you see yourself?
Man, 2 years.
2 years.
I see
24 months. Now we're talking January 2020.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I mean, I see myself and my fiance. Well, my wife. That's crazy. I'm excited. I just gotta give it a shot. I'm excited about that. I can't wait. Having a phenomenal practice. Yeah. Like seeing miracles every day in our practice. I see kids being getting over their colic, their constipation, like little babies that deal with that. They can't latch on, they can't breastfeed, things like that. Like I see kids like, oh man, like my kid just fed for the first time. He slept 6 hours. He hasn't been able to sleep only 1 hour since we brought him home.
Yeah.
I see people who are literally in their walkers.
Yeah.
Like I can't. I've been in my walker for 12 years. Yet we've seen them for 2 years, and they might not be out of that. You know, like they got a cane though. They moving up. They moving up. Like yo, this is crazy.
Making progress.
I didn't even see that before.
Yeah.
Like you know what I'm saying. And I see things where people are like, yo, how did that happen? You know what I'm saying? Like how that happen? Like how you just all of a sudden go from this to this?
Right.
And it's like that's what I see. Like I believe so much in speaking life. You know what I mean? We got such a powerful thing here.
Yeah.
It's like, yo, use that to speak life over things.
Yeah.
Like you gotta see this. You gotta speak life over every single day. Like you know what I mean? If you ain't speaking life, what you speaking death?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's white and black. And
it really is. Like you speaking life or death.
That keeps things very, very simple.
You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
So that's what I see. You know what I mean? I see that. I see us moving out and having a nice home, having a family. You know what I'm saying? Whatever, you know, whenever God allows us to have that, you know, have that family.
Yeah.
But I also see like my brother doing better.
Yeah.
I see my mom moving up, her being happier. You know what I mean? And you know, I see us doing things for other people, man.
Yeah.
Really bringing, like, I think that's always been, like, when I tell you I got my mom's emotions.
Yeah.
Like, that's where I think that comes to play. Like, the biggest thing I've always, like, felt great about is if I could put a smile on somebody else's face.
Yeah.
So people wonder why I smile, I laugh, I joke around.
Yeah.
Like, I love seeing other people laugh and smile and stuff like that. Because, man, it's kind of lost in this world right now. Like,
no doubt.
Like a smile, a laugh. Hey, how you doing, bro?
Yeah.
Like, can you imagine if we just was, you know, went around like, yo, man, hey, how you doing?
Right.
Probably save somebody's life.
Straight up. You never know.
So.
Life is trippy, man.
It's crazy.
Well, I'm glad we had this opportunity. I'm glad you gave me the opportunity.
Man, I'm humbled to be, you know, here doing this, man. I'm just humbled to be a guest. And I hope, like, you know.
Man, this is going to touch, like I always say, man, I'm 1.5 strong, baby. You know straight up. You know what I'm saying? And because in my head, this is that big. And I think like minds kind of think alike, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. My buddy always says like minds. I just think it's I see your passion, you know, and I just this just didn't happen just by coinky dink.
No,
you know what I mean? Like this happened because it was supposed to.
Yeah.
This whole little sit down, and we're almost at 2 hours here. Which is cool.
Seriously? That felt like 5 minutes, bro. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you.
Like, people like talking about themselves. You know what I'm saying? And then when it comes from you, it's honest and it's genuine, and nobody can tell it better than yourself. You know what I'm saying? And the whole thing is just like you said, it made people proud and do the right thing, man. So,
like I said, I know my story's a lot, you know, different than other people, man. But
no, because the whole idea of the bike dope thing is tell you the truth.
Yeah.
Like I don't think this is really a judgment-free zone.
Yeah.
Like this right here, this table that we at, is a judgment-free zone. You know, you ain't no better than him, and she ain't no better than her, and but everybody has a story, and I just provide people a platform just to tell their story because I believe it should be heard. And you never know who you get. That's the whole idea, is to help people, to inspire people.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's our kid. There might be kids like my son. He ain't the best athlete. You know what I'm saying? And he can catch, but he ain't really. Let's not joke ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Because he's 12. So let's not really, you know. I'm not trying to condition you to go to the L, homeboy.
Yeah.
This ain't what it is right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But if you're intelligent and you carry yourself and you're respectful and you're polite and you say please, yes, no, and thank you, we can start from there. We got a hell of a foundation. And I use that word,
and that's why I appreciate you, because like you know, even though you might not have that, you know what a good foundation, know what a good foundation.
And I appreciate you recognizing that, my guy.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's the thing. Like people know what's good and what's bad. Like people know.
Yeah.
Like you got a gut instinct of what's good and what's bad and how to set a good foundation. Like, don't be stupid. Like, don't take the ladder, man. Like, it might seem like it's like quote unquote corny.
Yeah.
It ain't corny to do the right thing, bro.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's not, you know what I mean? So
I get it. Well, Dr. Lewis. Dr. Lewis, I bet nobody knew that. And that's how I kind of set it up. Like, we talk about things and everybody has a story. But then the big joke is always what you do at the end. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And because I believe everything that we talked about all kind of manifested into what you have today, and your thoughts and everything, and the passion, everything, just everything tied in beautifully, I think. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate you for doing this for me, my man.
Thanks, bro. Appreciate you.
To it, man. And, we're gonna post this. I don't know, maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow morning. This is the first one of the new year.
I'm happy. I'm just, like I said, I'm humbled to do it.
Hey,
so.
man, this is awesome. Can anybody follow you on social media, or you get down like that?
Yeah, I'm on Instagram. Double L's loving it.
Okay.
And then on Facebook, just Landis Lewis on Facebook.
Landis Lewis on Facebook. Well, signing out. I appreciate it, sir. This is awesome, my man. I thank you, sir.
I appreciate it. Thanks.